Hey dumplings, it's Dave Desai. Welcome back to my channel. Today I want to get into V or Taehyung being singled out, or at least that's what armies think, into wearing ugly clothes. Taehyung always wears super baggy or really interesting clothes. Obviously, it's very in to wear more tighter fitting clothes, so anything other than that can be seen as ugly. I also want to get into Taehyung talking about using his middle finger. And lastly, I want to touch on the HYBE building and what is going on with that. So grab your dumpling tea spilling mug merch and let's get into the tea. If you are new here and interested in this type of stuff, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and that notification bell to be notified anytime a new video drops. And if you're a hater, allow you to be the first to leave your hate comment, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and that notification bell also so you can be first to do so. Now let's jump into it. The first thing I want to get into is Taehyung and his clothes. Armies have been pretty mad about Taehyung and what Big Hit or BTS's stylists have chosen for Taehyung to wear. For example, Jungkook always wears pretty nice clothes, in my opinion. It always fits him well and it's usually very stylish. I haven't heard a single bad thing about Jungkook's clothes. Now Taehyung is seen as the fashion icon of the group. I think he was one of the first ones to appear in Vogue, or did BTS all appear together for the first time? I am not sure. These edits of BTS on Vogue or whatever are so good that you literally can't tell what is real or not. Taehyung is seen as the forefront of fashion because he can make anything look good. Like he can wear any brand and pull it off and really wear it. Even if it's ugly, he'll pull it off. If you go online, you'll see people saying this on the Tweetster. Some clothes are ugly until Taehyung decides they're not. Right? Taehyung could be like, that ain't ugly, and then wear it. And then we'd be like, oh Jesus, he's right, it ain't ugly. How could we be so blind? We're so glad he discovered beauty and showed it to us. Wow. But a lot of people think like this about what he wears. However, there are definitely a lot of people who wonder what Taehyung would look like if he were to wear different clothes. And why are these clothes that are subjectively ugly? I don't think they are. But why are they given to Taehyung? I read a lot of tweets on the Tweetster saying, whoever dressed Taehyung must be blind, and these clothes are ugly. What is he, a Christmas elf? Personally, I always thought it was his own unique style. It makes him stand out a lot. And even in dance practices, like Boy With Love dance practice, he is seen wearing something extremely different from the rest of the members. He is wearing corduroy looking material pants that are loose and a loose dress shirt, while the rest of the members are wearing jeans and stuff. Now, jeans are a lot less forgiving to dance in and very irritating to the skin sometimes, at least in my opinion. But they look cool, right? So the members will choose to dance in them, while Taehyung can only wear these bright colored clothes that don't match the other members. Why? Why is Taehyung forced to look so different to the rest of the members? Well, a while back, Taehyung was on stage. Remember BTS on a live stage? Me either. I don't remember a time without quarantine. During a performance, I think this was mid-performance, Taehyung starts scratching his stomach and chest. He does it very lightly and his facial expression does not change. ARMY noticed not only this, but Taehyung scratched a lot and they simply just thought it was Taehyung being itchy. I mean, it's normal to be itchy if you sweat a lot and feel kind of gross, or you know, everyone has dry skin, that can be itchy. So most people do not think much of it. When an ARMY posted about this on the Weverster, basically just another post thirsting over Taehyung. I feel you. I do the same. He's very cool and cute, and he does a lot of super adorable and cute things. This particular post was saying how cute Taehyung looked when he was scratching. Taehyung always goes through the posts on Weverse, and he does indeed respond the most there. Life hack. If you want your husband to talk to you, go on the Weverse. There's a bigger chance they will reply. But Taehyung replied he actually has a condition called cholinergic urticaria. It's a form of an allergy, but an allergy to almost yourself and not an external force. When you get hot and your body temperature goes up, you start to sweat or whatever and develop these rashes. It's not from the sweat you're allergic to, it's the allergy to the heat. I have this condition as well. It's apparently really common among adults. One of the ways to combat this is wearing loose fitting and very airy clothes. This way you do not sweat or get too hot. Also, the clothes need to be breathable and they obviously should not be black. I wear black anyway. But Taehyung seems to avoid black because black obviously absorbs heat and all that. This also caused him to wear different and colorful clothes, but also forced him to kind of be the main face of fashion in BTS because he has to wear different clothes not just within the group but in general. This can cause to what some people believe these are considered ugly clothes, but really it's alternative clothes. And I love that. I actually really admire his fashion and never knew until more recently what the reason could be why all his clothing choices are so unique. I definitely did not know until recently that there were people calling his clothes ugly, but I don't think this was entirely the stylist's choice. I think it has a lot to do with his condition. Weverse is definitely a great way to know more about the members and learn why things are the way they are. There's reason as to why people dress the way they do and whatnot. A lot of armies come to BTS and the members to ask advice for ways to navigate life. Armies will leave messages on the Weverse. Like one girl had this issue with a toxic friend, saying the toxic friend is doing things to upset her, and asked what Taehyung would do about it or advise. Taehyung gave a weird response involving a middle finger. It was in Korean, of course, and the translation to it was, make your hand into a fist, stick out your middle finger, then whack it a bit up and down like you're playing badminton. It's a weird advice to say, but we all know how translations are. And especially in another culture's culture, things are different. I don't think a middle finger carries the same weight in Korea as it does in America, or even means the same thing. I think in certain countries, the pinky is like their middle finger, whereas the actual middle finger doesn't mean anything. So a lot of armies were confused to say the least. What some armies ended up theorizing to what this means is there's something called golbam. This is a game that Koreans play with each other, usually as kind of a joke to hit the person, but in a light teasing way. Basically, they play this game on variety shows where they'll put their hand on the person's face and they'll launch the middle finger way back and then let go, and it's supposed to hit the person's forehead or whatever. It sure looks like it hurts, but like a lot. People were thinking that Taehyung meant to say do this to this army's friend when the friend annoys her. I definitely want to try that. Flick them haters away with the middle finger flick. Very cute and funny. And basically, that kind of makes me think that the overall message he was trying to say was to let that person know what they're doing annoys you. Maybe I'm thinking too much into it, but do let them know if they're annoying. And if they don't change, let them go. I know it's hard because we don't like to lose people, and we wonder if we'll ever find someone like that again, especially people who we thought were good at first, which is why we hung on to them. But if that person has changed for the worst, and you're holding on to them because of previous memories of how they used to treat you, they're not that person anymore. They look like them, but it's not them, and it will never be them again. You can't ask them to be that person because they're not anymore. Don't romanticize what they were and what life would be if they were that old person. So there's no point in holding on to them because this new person is a stranger. Do you get me? Big Hit is someone who's been doing a lot lately. They have a lot going on, and I think this is why they have kind of pulled back on BTS's comeback and everyone's comeback. A little bit. They want to focus on one thing at a time, make sure everything is good and settled, and once everything works out, then they'll probably go and release music, all that. Big Hit is going through big changes. They recently announced they're going to change their name to HYBE because they're doing real estate, education, and a lot more beyond just entertainment. I mean, Weverse is a social media platform, so that doesn't fall under entertainment. Social media actually falls under new technology and not entertainment because it's meant to be able to communicate with people. Like it's a new equivalent to calling people, right? They will still have Big Hit music. I think that is where BTS and TXT will be, but HYBE will be everything else. So they apparently have officially moved buildings. They moved from Gangnam, which is their old office, and now it's Seoul. Kind of wish the media didn't heavily talk about this because now people will send billboard trucks to Seoul when something happens, but it'll definitely be a lot more expensive to get a billboard truck in Seoul, so maybe that'll discourage them to do it. Let me know what you think. Let me know what your thoughts are. Leave it down in the comment section down below. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'm featuring it in this comment right here. Thank you so much for your comments. And as always, I do have a Patreon if you want to go over there and check stuff out. I have a lot of videos over there that I can't really post on here. This is due to copyright or getting taken down, so I do keep it over there on my Patreon. You can get reaction videos over there like music video reactions, performance reactions, ship reactions. You can also recommend things you would like to see. Link is in the top description down below. We also have such a great time interacting and communicating with each other over there, so make sure you check that out. Also, anything you contribute over there gives back to this channel, helps make better videos on here. I have a video over there explaining that, which is free to watch. With that said, there's 2 videos that will appear up on screen at the end of this video, so click on one of those and I'll see you over there. Bye.